Live here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler, Texas. Forney and Tyler Legacy in their Tyler Legacy's last home district game, their last district game in general. The Jackrabbits and the Red Raiders coming up here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. National Anthem time. We'll get you the starting lineups when we come back, and first pitch on the way. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Live here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler, getting ready for first pitch. A late start time, trying to get everything worked out on the P's and Q's, but it appears we're just about ready to go here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. Forney and Tyler Legacy. Tyler Legacy's last district game. They can wrap up a playoff spot in District 10 of 6A with a victory combined with a Longview victory over Forney. If one or both of those things doesn't happen, Tyler Legacy, who has a bye next week in district, they'll have to play the wait-and-see game to see if they will get into the playoff picture. Longview, they are out after losing to North Forney on Tuesday, but the Red Raiders need some help from the Lobos. Longview 2-7 in district, North Forney 3-6. That game 7 o'clock at North Forney High School. VJ Bunner told me before the game that assuming that Tyler Legacy can win today, they'll go somewhere and get something to eat and watch the game between Longview and North Forney. The Jackrabbits of Forney 12-16. The Red Raiders of Tyler Legacy, they are 13-13. We'll get you the lineups here in just a minute, but on the mound for Tyler Legacy is the right-hander in Nolan Hable. 8 games, 1 start for Hable this year, 1-2 record, 2 saves. His only start came against Rockwall last Friday. He ended up taking the loss in that game. The numbers for Hable, a 1-2 record, a 1.74 ERA, and 10 1/3 innings. He's walked 6. He's struck out 19. Hable will till the slab for Tyler Legacy, his second start of the season. The third start of Nolan Hable's career on the mound. 1 last year and 2 now this year. Taking a peek at the lineup for Tyler Legacy, here is how they will line up. Cole Kimmel, by the way, he will be playing shortstop, but he is not in the lineup. McKinney, Hotman, Harrison, that's the outfield left to right. Infield left to right, Walker, Kimmel, Davis, Garner, the battery, Nolan Hable, Noah Felton behind the dish. Well, it's a hot one for Mike Carter. Game time temperature right in the mid-80s. Beaming sunshine, barely a cloud in the sky. As we get ready to go here from the Rose City, Forney will start it at the plate with the bright yellow jerseys that isn't all too easy to see their numbers on, I'll put it that way. But it'll be Cal Salazar to lead it off for Forney. Salazar to stand in and get this one started. Left-handed bat coming to the plate. Corners tight for Tyler Legacy. And Hable back and ready. First pitch on the way as Salazar squares the bunt and fouls it back. First pitch, 4:33 p.m. local time here in the Central Time Zone. Count is 0-1 here on Cal Salazar. Tyler Legacy winning 3-1 over Forney on Tuesday. Calvin Rippey, the star of the show, gave up no earned runs in a complete game. More than that, it took him just 63 pitches to get that complete game. There's a called strike. Quickly, 0-2 here on Salazar. Forney, they didn't exactly get a lot of base runners in that game. They did score an unearned run. Rippey allowed 2 hits in that game. He did not walk a batter. Just 2 base runners allowed under his own accord plus an error. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hable back in holding. Right-hander working out of the stretch as usual. Salazar. Here's the 1-2 as he hacks and fouls it back. Keep it right here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Salazar, 5'6", $145. He's a junior, playing left field for the Jackrabbits today. Hable back in holding, and here's the 1-2 again. Salazar thought about it. Did he commit? Tag is applied by Felton, but no appeal, and then there's the appeal, and Salazar is out on strikes. Very late appeal. Felton asked for it after he was all the way well in front of the plate, and that's the first out of the inning. So Salazar set aside. That'll be a swinging strikeout number 20 of the season for Hable. So now here comes the bat of Dylan Dryman, the shortstop. Walker tight down at third base once again. Forney, an aggressive slap-heavy team. You already saw Salazar try to bunt. Dryman won't as he watches ball 1. Well, you can probably hear the wind a little bit deflecting off the crowd microphone. Some gusts of wind today. It will chill out from time to time, but two balls, no strikes. Dryman, the shortstop. Behind him is Lucas Ramsey, the center fielder. There's a swing and a tapper foul. Yeah, the wind is starting to really get into the crowd microphone. Two balls, 1 strike on Dryman. Walker now playing more back at third base. Here's a liner back through the middle. It's into center field for a base hit. So Forney has already halved their hit total from Tuesday. A 1-out single for Dylan Dryman. So Dryman's aboard here for the Jackrabbits. Here comes Lucas Ramsey, the center fielder. Ramsey, a 5'9" senior, and Dryman, a 5'10" senior. He's over at first base. We'll see if Forney tries to be aggressive and put him in motion. A little bit of a new combo with Kimmel playing short, Davis playing second. We'll see how they manage it today, as that time expanding the zone. Lucas Ramsey for strike 1. Obviously see Hable pretty much every game at shortstop, but with him pitching today, Kimmel slides over to short, and Davis, who hadn't seen a lot of time in the field in district play until very recently, he'll man second base. No balls and a strike. This is inside. Able working to keep the runner in order. 12-16 coming in. They're 2-7 in district play, tied for last. They are eliminated out of the potential playoff picture. As Hable with a close miss that time. It's 2-1. Didn't miss by much. Ramsey waiting. Swing and a miss. Abel's gotten a few of those already. It appears that the Forney hitters are not particularly picking up the fastball out of his hand very well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nick Castaneda is next. Big lead for the runner at first, to toss back. Mentioned Longview North Forney. That's one to keep an eye on tonight in the district. But the other game in district play might even be bigger. Rockwall Heath. Backyard brawl. Winner takes first place heading into the final week of district play. Heath got an easy win over Rockwall 5-1 on Tuesday. Swing and a miss. Went to the off speed there. He was throwing the fastball by him. Hable drops the string, and down goes Ramsey, 2 away. Couple of punch outs here in the first inning. Mixed in between that, a base hit. 2 outs. Here's Nick Castaneda. By the way, the full lineup for Forney today: Cal Salazar in left field, Dylan Dryman at short, Lucas Ramsey in center, Nick Castaneda at third, Landon Ritter, the catcher, Jaden Samaniego, the second baseman, Jackson Mount, the designated hitter, Logan Wells pitching, Drew Cheney, he's in right field. Not in the lineup, but playing defense in right is Caleb Crest. 1 ball, no strikes. Hable holds. Swing and a miss. Well, he had the 1 hard hit ball by Forney in the inning, but outside of that, they haven't really made much contact yet. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dryman still over at first. There's a throw back at him. It's close, but Dryman's safe. Break-even pitch, slow grounder over to short. Kimmel's got it, and he's got to hurry. Throws on the run, and it's in time for out number 3. Hable stumbled a little bit coming off the mound, but looks like he's okay. 1 out single, but nothing more here for Forney after a half inning. No score from Mike Carter Field. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics, presented by Wagner Cadillac. Get ready to start the bottom of the first inning here from Mike Carter Field, and Tyler Legacy coming to the plate as they try to get on the board first. No score. Forney with a hit in the top of the inning, but nothing more. Let's take a peek at the lineup for the hometown Red Raiders. Be led off by Garner McKinney, then Payne Hotman in center, Simeon Garner, Cale Zips, Owen Hable pitches and hits 5th, Dallas Walker, Noah Felton, Jaden Davis, Owen Harrison rounds up the lineup for Tyler Legacy as Garner McKinney watches ball 1. Forney on the mound. They'll throw Logan Wells, the right-hander, going against Garner McKinney. Wells 6'1", $180. Has music Flared onto the field, no pitch. Forney arguing. Their head coach, Jason Farrow, is out of the dugout to dispute it, although I don't really think there's much to dispute there. Anyway, no pitch. Called strike. McKinney, the left fielder, a senior. One of 5 seniors on this team, their last district home game. One misses high. Actually, it is 3-1. McKinney way in front. Here's the 3-1. Wells gets him to tap it foul. We've gone full. Wells committed to Cisco College, 6'1", $180. Tyler Legacy wraps up their home slate next week and their regular season next week. A home game on Tuesday against Dallas Sunset. They'll go to Sunset on Friday. Here's a hard ground ball by McKinney over to second. Booted by Samaniego, and then he overthrows the first baseman into the dugout. That'll be a 2-base error, and although it's only going to be scored as 1 error, that was basically 2 in the same play. Samaniego knocked it down, picked it up, and then threw way high over to first. McKinney will take it. He's into scoring position with nobody out. So McKinney will not get credit for a hit on that play, but he is into scoring position for Hotman. E4, 2-base error. Here's Hotman playing on the Thursday today with the holiday weekend. No school tomorrow, so all the games in the district bumped up to today. Kenny on second, a healthy lead as Hotman squaring to bunt, but he couldn't get it. It's in there for a strike. 0-1 on Hotman, who came into today one of the hottest hitters in the district, a .303 batter. He doubled in the win on Tuesday. Hotman waits. Trying to bunt again. This time he's hit. Backed him up on a breaking ball that just never broke, and Hotman drilled by the pitch. The first 2 are on for the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the first inning. Error hit by pitch. Here the wind's whipping every now and again. 2 on, none out, despite no hits or walks. Here's Simeon Garner. First pitch, Garner squaring to bunt, and he gets it down. This is a beauty. There will be no play as the ball dies down the third baseline. Wow. That's how you do it. I don't think I've ever seen Simeon Garner try to bunt. He does there, and he places it about as perfectly as you could. There was no chance Wells was going to get to it. So the bases are loaded with nobody out, and here comes Cale Zips. Will go down as a base hit in the scoring tally. They count all the same. Tyler Legacy this season, especially in district play, they've struggled with runners in scoring position, but a great chance for Zips here. Ball 1. And if you're Logan Wells, you got to be thinking what gives. The error to start the inning, then a hit by pitch, and then a bunt single have loaded the bases. Nobody out. Zips DHing today, trying to help the guy behind him's cause in Nolan Habel. This is not the spot you want to be. 2-0. And with that, Ritter's going to jog out to the mound to talk to the starter in Wells. Zips a 1 for 4 on Tuesday. Seven of the 9 spots in the lineup collected hits on Tuesday. A 3-1 win. They just struggled to score with runners in scoring position. They pounded out 10 hits in that game. 2-0 on Zips. Here it is. Outside, ball 3. Forney wanted it, but that one was a little bit wide. And now Zips, I'd be shocked if we see a 3-0 swing here. Inning has really started to unravel on the Jackrabbits. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk will bring in a run. Tyler Legacy is on the board first, and it doesn't look like they're going to be done anytime soon. Zips on the walk, drives in run number 24 of the year, and this is going to induce a meeting at the mound between head coach Jason Farrow, pitcher and catcher. McKinney scores, Hotman to third, Garner to second. And Jason Farrow, who's compiled 306 wins in his now 16th season, out to the mound to talk things over. Farrow will depart, and it doesn't get any easier for Logan Wells, who's just searching for his first out. Ball hasn't left the infield, but the first 4 have reached.
Now, number 8, Nolan Hagel.
Here's an opportunity for Nolan Hagel, who had a couple of hits on Tuesday. 2 for 3 in that game. He'll bat here with the bases loaded. Liner into left field, coming on quickly and making the catch is Salazar. Giving a thought was Hotman, but he'll retreat to the bag. First out of the inning on the hardest hit ball of the inning. Just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Here's Dallas Walker.
Number 14, catcher, third baseman Dallas Walker.
Walker will now hit. Still a big threat, but if your Wells a ground ball right at somebody, gets you out of the inning with just the 1 run. Walker doubled on Tuesday. First pitch breaking ball finds the outer edge. Walker, a .216 batter, a homer, 10 knocked in. He's doubled twice, he's tripled twice. Nothing in 1, and the pitch. Way. 1 ball, 1 strike. After him would be Noah Felton. Ooh. 1-1 caught the outside corner. Generous strike call. It's 1-2 on Walker. Wells. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, hit in the air, right center field. Drifting over his crest, he will make the catch. Here comes Hotman tagging from third, and Hotman is in there safely. The ball actually deflects off Hotman, and Garner will move up to third on the play. So a run created despite the out. That'll make it 2-0 Tyler Legacy, the RBI for Dallas Walker. Down 2 strikes, it's not a bad result. And still plenty of chance here for Felton. Hotman with great speed. The ball wasn't hit particularly deep. And from an arm strength perspective, it was a strong throw from Crest, but it was up the line, enabling Hotman to score easy. First pitch here to Felton, just misses, maybe high. 1-0. Tyler Legacy trying to extend this first inning where they've already scored a couple. Hit in the air, straightaway center. Backing up is Ramsey. He's got it in his sights, and he will make the catch. They'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler Legacy strands a pair, but they scratch a couple across. We're off to the second, 2-0 in favor of the Red Raiders. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Start the second here from Mike Carter. Here is Landon Ritter, the catcher for Forney. 2-0 lead for Tyler Legacy. There's a called strike one. Be 5, 6, 7. Ritter, Samaniego, and then Mount. Forney got a hit in the first, but nothing more. Ball and a strike. And now time called. It looks like Habel's going to get a new ball. Habel back and working. The 2-1 way inside. Three balls and a strike. Habel called for an infraction that made it an automatic ball. So it's 3-1 here on Ritter, left-handed hitting catcher for Forney. Just off the plate, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Forney. Ritter's aboard to start the inning. Here's Samaniego. Looks like we'll get a courtesy runner as well. I mentioned earlier the numbers definitely will not help us here today. The yellow jerseys with the white numbers. We do have a courtesy runner. Could we see Samaniego bunt here? I would think possibly. This Forney team looks like, at least by the way they're built, a lot of contact first guys. They've already tried to bunt once. First pitch, Samaniego will bunt. It's a good one. Walker fields on the charge, throws high, but snabbed that time by Garner. Runner does move up. No official at bat. A sac bunt for Samaniego. Here's Jackson Mount. Forney 31-3 last year, or 31-13-3 last year. They made it deep into the 5A playoffs, but really across the board for Forney sports, the jump from 5A to 6A into District 10 has maybe not been what they've envisioned. Currently in a tie for last in baseball. You really look across the board. They've had some success in other sports, soccer and volleyball, but football they were a bit disappointing. Basketball on both ends they really weren't very competitive. When we get into baseball, shouldn't leave out softball. Very good softball team. But at least across the boys sports over at Forney, it's been tough, and it is very tough going into this district because you're going to get Rockwall and Rockwall Heath twice a year. You're going to get teams like Longview, teams like Rice City, Tyler Legacy, then obviously North Forney, which is right down the road. A ball and a strike here on Jackson Mount, the designated hitter. Swings and misses. Felton can't nab it. It's to the screen. Moving up 90 feet will be Ritter. So now a runner at third, just one out in the inning. A fly ball would have the lead. But way behind 1 and 2 is Jackson Mount with the pitcher Wells on deck. Mount 6'4", $165. Wiry build up there at the plate. Habel misses down and in. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Abel had a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. That would be the ideal outcome right here. 2-2 pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Went right to the fastball and put him away. I mean, that was a test. Center cut, but right through it is Mount. Third strikeout for Nolan Habel. Watch it again here. I mean, he put it right down the chute. Mount right through it. 2 outs for Wells. Trying to help his own cause. Infield plays back. Inside, ball 1. Forney coming into today, they're 12-16. They lost their last game. They'll go to Heath, or rather they'll host Heath and then go to Heath next Friday to wrap up their season, so it doesn't get any easier. Rockwell Heath, they've won 7 in a row in district play, trying to make it 8 tonight. This is going to be a tough play for Walker. Fields throws, it's late, and that's a base hit. Forney's on the board, the infield single on a ground ball that did not have much on it, but it's just where they ain't. And Dallas Walker, playing way back, had virtually no chance. Wells with the RBI single. Here comes a courtesy runner for him. Looks like Taylor Hunley. Hunley, the freshman, will run for him over there at first base. So the leadoff walk comes back to bite. Nolan Habel. Here's Drew Cheney. Cheney, the 9-hitter, first baseman. See, he watches that one down the chute. Runner going, throw to second. Davis can't handle it on a hop. Well, the throw beat Hunley by from here to there. I mean, you could have went, wow. You could have went halfway to Forney, and that's about where Hunley was, but Davis late to cover and unable to handle the throw on a hop. In safely at second with the stolen base, Taylor Hunley. Cheney watches a called strike 2. Abel goes way in front on the fastballs, and Cheney now is up against it, down 0-2. Because with Abel, you're going to have to deal with velocity as well as breaking balls. Stark contrast in the velocities of his pitches there, and he gets the strikeout there on the breaking ball. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Mount down, or rather, Cheney, he's down swinging, and that'll end the top of the second inning. Forney's on the board, 2-1 after 1.5. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics, presented by Wagner Cadillac. Back ears were ready to start the Bottom of the second inning, Jaden Davis will lead it off for Tyler Legacy. 8-9-1 due up. Davis swings and lines that one right back where it came from. Sophomore's got a leadoff knock here to start the second. We can see why he's starting to play more in district play. His on-base rate is .600 on the year. But he was confined to pretty much pitching only through the first 2/3 of district play. Got to play in that Rockwall series. Got to play again on Tuesday and playing again here this afternoon. Here's Owen Harrison. Harrison with 2 hits on Tuesday. Davis off first. He's athletic, can move. Harrison squares. And doesn't get to it. Actually, no, it's a foul ball. Evidently just got a piece of it. Davis will have to retreat back to first. Top of the order next in McKinney, who scored the first run of this game. 2-run first for the Red Raiders. Throw back at the runner. Runner goes, swing and a miss by Harrison. The throw to second, a good one. Davis is nabbed. Looked like Harrison was just trying to put bat to ball there. Catcher back there and Ritter, a strong arm. Harrison trying to not leave his runner left to dry. Instead, Davis is thrown out. So just as quickly as they get a runner, he's erased, and it's 0-2 on Harrison. 0-2, way away. Wave and a miss. Harrison down swinging. 2 away in the inning. Harrison doesn't strike out much. It's just his 9th strikeout in 58 at-bats. Here's Garner McKinney. 2 away in the inning. First pitch, lined into center field. It's a base hit. So McKinney will keep the line moving. Tyler Legacy not done yet here in the second inning. A 2-out single. Here's Payne Hotman, who was hit by a pitch his first time. First pitch. Misses away, and it's actually going to get away from Ritter. Well, it was outside, but Ritter probably should have gloved it. That'll be a passed ball, and up 90 feet goes McKinney. So runner into scoring position for Hotman. Hitting over 300 on the season. And Wells just stepped off. Everyone will reset. One ball, no strikes. And Wells will look the runner back. He had nowhere to go with it. Doesn't appear Forney's middle infield is too set on holding McKinney tight with 2 outs in the inning. Here goes Samaniego back towards the bag. Hotman watches ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Hotman lines this one into center field. That's a base hit. Wave is on for McKinney. The throw's going to go to second, and McKinney in there standing. Landon Ritter can't believe it at the plate. They definitely would have had a chance to cut down McKinney. Instead, it's an RBI single by Hotman. Tyler Legacy back up 2. You can see it on the replay. The throw went right to second base. If you throw all the way home, it's at least going to be a play. And Ritter was not happy. So 3-1 now, an RBI single for Hotman, his 5th RBI of the year. Here's Simeon Garner. 3 hits in the inning. And Hotman, who can and will run, 7 steals and 8 tries over at first base. We'll see if he's in motion here with 2 outs. Wave and a miss by Garner. Fooled on the breaking ball. It's 0-1. Here's a screamer deep down the left field line. Sat back on that one, but it's foul. Garner will step out before the pitch. Time was called. Pitch thrown by Wells, which would have missed. 3-1 if you're just joining us. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Tyler Legacy well in hand right now and trying to make it more. There goes Hotman. The pitch misses over Garner's head, and the throw is into right center field. Hotman up. He will continue to run. He's into third base with a slide. Another error against the Jackrabbits. And going first to third is Payne Hotman. So now another run just 90 feet away, a stolen base, number 8 of the year for Payne. He goes up to third on the throwing error by Ritter. 2 errors in 2 innings, that'll hurt you. Garner in a 1-2 count. Bounces in there, Ritter watches it bound a little bit away from him, but he's over to it quickly. Two balls, 2 strikes on Garner. He swings and hits this one high in the air, but just under it. Right center field. Who wants it? Crest. He will make the catch on the fly, and that'll end things here in the bottom of the 2nd. Another run for the Red Raiders. They're up 3-1 after 2 here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Top three, we're ready to get back after it here at Mike Carter Field in the Rose City. Tyler Legacy 341. The Red Raiders could clinch a playoff spot with the win today, combined with a loss by North Forney against Longview. Ball one here as we start the third inning. Top of the order for Forney, Cal Salazar will swing the bat. Called strike. Get into our trivia here after the first out. Salazar, a strikeout swinging his first time on a check swing. Here's a slow grounder right side. Davis on to get it, and he's got to go quick and just does get Salazar over at first base. That was a close play, but one out. Salazar's out for the second time today. Here's Dylan Dryman. Dryman a single his first time up. He was left stranded at first base back in the first. There's ball one. Dryman, the shortstop, standing and waiting. Pitch is grounded on a hop down to third. Walker gobbles and fires on to first base in time. 2 outs. Quick 2 up, 2 down. So I lied. I did not get the trivia in quick enough. All right, let's do baseball trivia here for today on April the 17th. Where did the original Washington Senators move? I'm not talking about the second Washington team that came in. The original Washington Senators, where did they move? A, did they move to Texas and become the Texas Rangers? B, Minnesota and become the Minnesota Twins? C, Atlanta and become the Atlanta Braves? Or D, Kansas City, where they became the Athletics? There's ball one. We'll take another peek at the screen. Where did the original Washington Senators move to? A, Texas, B, Minnesota, C, Atlanta, D, Kansas City. Answer that question in a couple of innings. There is 2 outs, and here's a ground ball right to the second baseman, Davis, who picks and fires. That's a very efficient 1-2-3 for Nolan Hable through the top of the order of the Jackrabbits. Through 2.5, Tyler Legacy holding on to this one, 3-1. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Bottom 3, Tyler Legacy back to the dish. 3-1 Red Raiders over the Jackrabbits. Tyler Legacy 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. For Forney, 1 run, 2 hits. They made 2 errors. Kale Zips, he lines this one hard into left, but right at Salazar. He'll make the catch. 1 out.
Now batting.
Zips retired on the fly ball. Here comes Nolan Habel. Habel will bat here, a fly out, or rather, really a line out to left his first time up with the bases loaded. Logan Wells back out on the mound for Forney. 3rd inning of work. There's one, center cut, strike 1. We'll have the second game of the Mike Carter doubleheader after this. Tyler High celebrating their senior night as they take on Nacogdoches. That one technically has a starting time of 7, but it could very well change depending on the flow of this game. One ball, 1 strike on Habel. Now behind 1-2. Tyler Legacy trying to go back over 500 with a victory today. They'd also pull at 500 in district play. 5-6 coming into today, 2-2 on Habel, so they'd be 500 in the district. That's where they'd finish with a victory today, and obviously they need to win today and have North Forney lose to wrap up the district here today. It would be fully in their hands. Habel with the grounder to short. Picked up by Dryman and on to first base. 2 quick outs here in the 3rd.
Now batting third baseman number 14.
If both those things don't happen today, Tyler Legacy will have to play the wait-and-see game. Let's say North Forney wins, combined with a Tyler Legacy win. They're 1 game up in the district, so they would need just 1 win by Rockwall over North Forney next week in order to get into the playoffs. That would be without a tiebreaker, which it appears unlikely. North Forney would sweep Rockwall. If Tyler Legacy loses today and North Forney wins, they're tied, at least by winning percentage, in the district. There's one fouled back. So the scenario then is a Rockwall sweep. Tyler Legacy's in no matter what in that 4th spot. Forney wins 1. You have a 1-game tiebreaker to get into that bi-district playoff. And then a Forney sweep. Forney's in no matter what. The other outcome is a Tyler Legacy loss combined with a North Forney loss, and that'll kind of draw things back to where we were before with North Forney needing a sweep to get into the playoff picture. Here's a long fly ball by Walker, deep right center, but running it down is Ramsey. That'll end the 3rd. 1-2-3 we go in the inning. Through 3-1 Red Raiders. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Top of the fourth inning. Back here from Mike Carter Field. 4-5-6 to hit here for Forney. As before the first pitch, Noah Felden will call time and go out to talk to Nolan Habel. This is his longest outing of the year. He's lasted 3 innings so far, allowing just 1 run. He's done it on just 39 pitches. Retired the last 4, including 1, 2, 3 through the top of the order in the third. Castaneda watches strike 1. Calvin Rippey threw a 63-pitch complete game on Tuesday. That's not going to happen today. Forney's been a little bit more selective, but they are still pretty free swinging at the plate. Just inside. 2-1. Rather, 1-1. Castaneda, ground out victim to short his first time up. Castaneda, then Landon Ritter, and then Jaden Samaniego. Inside, and it got him. Just clipped him. A hit by pitch will start the fourth. Hit by a pitch, Nick Castaneda. Here's Landon Ritter. Ritter will bat again from the left side. He walked to lead off the second inning. He scored the only run tonight for Forney. Squaring the bunt before the first pitch. As he pulls back, and it just misses away, ball 1. Forney down a pair here in the fourth, trying to chip back into it. They're just playing for pride, 2-7 in district play. They have been eliminated from the playoff picture. Looked like maybe he was going to commit to the bunt that time, but it misses wide again. 2-0. There's no action in the Tyler Legacy bullpen yet, but I would think that if Ritter reaches, that might start some scurrying. There it is over the outside edge. 2-1. Castaneda has not shown any sign of running. But he's going here. Swinging a ground ball right through the vacated hole into left field. Kimball had to go cover the bag. If he didn't, he might be able to make that play. Instead, it's a base hit. And Forney, they're threatening. They've got the first couple on here in the fourth. Hit by pitch, single. Here's Jaden Samaniego, who's already had 1 sack bunt today, and perhaps we'll have another. VJ Bunner will meet at the mound with his starter before we get there. Like I said, nobody throwing at least yet in that bullpen. And Habel will be the guy that Bunner sticks with. So back to baseball we go. Kelly Community Federal Credit Union has been serving Smith County for over 60 years, caring for our community like family. From savings and checkings accounts to loans and investments, we're here to help you achieve your financial goals. With Kelly Community, save more, earn more, do more financially. 2 on, nobody out for Jaden Samaniego. And I would think that he's almost defaulting to bunting right now. Dallas Walker certainly thinks so. He's up on the cut of the turf, as is Simeon Garner the other way. Squaring to bunt as Habel comes to the set and the pitch. He does bunt. This is a beauty. Habel picks it up. He's got to hurry, throw to first. That's a great play by Nolan Habel. That's a lot tougher than it looks. That is the shortstop in him out there to make the play, and he even gave it a look at third before he threw on to first. Check it on the replay. He had looked to third initially, flat-footed, fires on to first. Samaniego can run, but he's out at first base. So 1 out in the inning, but Forney now has the tying run into scoring position for Jackson Mount. Samaniego, no official at-bats, 2 sack bunts. Jackson Mount, who struck out his first time up, as the corners will play tight, middle infield. Kind of shifting around. Jaden Davis with a big shift. This ball's labeled into the gap. That ball's down. Late break off of third for Ritter as he's chugging around, and he will score standing. Forney's tied it 3-3. Just a good piece of hitting that time, and going right into right center field. Jackson Mount on the first pitch he saw. So a brand new ball game. Forney has tied it up. And still a threat here in the 4th inning. A man on first with just 1 out. It's a good recovery for Mount. There is still nobody throwing in the bullpen, and it looks like we're going to have a change. Jackson Mount is going to come out of the game as the DH, and we're going to have a pinch runner. This is not a courtesy runner. This is a pinch runner. So it looks like Noah McQueen, Ryan Potchel will run. Wells, the pitcher, he had an RBI single his first time and a slow grounder down to third. First pitch, down and away, ball 1. There's nobody throwing in the bullpen, so that gives you the thought that whoever VJ Bunner is going to go to is currently on the field, and that would make sense because Jaden Davis, who has been the usual bullpen arm in district, plays at second base right now. And now we have some running to the bullpen as I say that. Grounder down the third baseline with the runner on the move. It's foul. That may be Knox Scudder. Actually, no, I believe that is Kale Zips down the line to get his arm loosened. He's DHing today. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a peek at first. A 3-3 game here early. Tyler Legacy, they had led through the first 3 with 2 in the first. They jumped on the Forney starter, Logan Wells, but Forney has not backed down, tying the game on a 2-run single moments ago. There's a big wave and a miss. Wells way out in front of the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Abel holding. Throw back. Wells at the plate. Drew Cheney, the first baseman, on deck. Abel, another throw. Paying a lot of attention over there at first base. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, runner going. It's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes with the tag applied to Wells. Up to second base goes the runner, and it's a runner into scoring position, but a strikeout for Habel, 2 away in the inning. 5 strikeouts now for Nolan. Here's Drew Cheney, who is one of those strikeout victims back in the second inning. A 3-pitch strikeout to end the second. Cheney's got the go-ahead run in scoring position, though, and trying to right his wrong, just like Jackson Mount did a couple of batters ago with a 2-run single. Way up and away for ball 1. If you're Habel here, you want to go after Cheney. Top of the order is on deck in Cal Salazar. Long look in. Infield playing way back for the Red Raiders. 2-0. Forney trying to take their first lead of the night. Drew Cheney, 5'10", 205. Swings and puts this one in the air, shallow center. Hotman coming on quickly. He will make the catch. That'll end this top of the fourth inning. But Forney, they've tied the game. 3-all. We're off to the bottom of the fourth inning. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Bottom four here from Mike Carter Field. We're ready to get back to in the bottom of the order for Tyler Legacy against Logan Wells. On the mound for Forney, there's ball one. Felton flew out to left his first time up. He's ahead 2-0. 3-all. Both teams with 4 hits. Felton waiting. And that one over the black. Holds off. 2 balls and a strike. Felton, the senior catcher. And he watches ball 3. He's been hitting better as of late. That average starting to creep up ever so slowly. Trying to reach base here to start the bottom of the 4th inning. From the wide Wells in the pitch. Felton lines this one right back where it came from. It's another base hit back through the box for a Tyler Legacy hitter. My count, that might be 4 today. Leadoff single for Felton, who is aboard. Here's Jaden Davis. Courtesy runner is Brady Symes, and he will come to run for the catcher in Felton. Davis, who singled back through the middle his first time up, he was caught stealing. He'll hit here with a runner at first in Symes. Davis has very interesting splits. Only 12 official at-bats where he's hitting .250, 3 for 12 with 5 knocked in. He has walked 10 times in 22 plate appearances. He's nearly walking half of his plate appearances so far this year. First pitch. Ooh. That thing almost missed outside of the left-handed batter's box, but it's snared by Ritter. 1-0. Certainly Forney thought he was bunting, but Davis never showed the sign. See how aggressive they are to crash this time. No sign of a bunt again as Davis gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Down here, a ball and a strike. Kale Zips is throwing in that Tyler Legacy bullpen, so it could be him in the 5th. Davis now squaring to bunt before the 1-1, and the throw catches Symes off guard. He stumbled. He's being chased. The tag. He's safe. Symes got under it. Just books it into second. Tyler Legacy avoids the near disaster with a great heads-up dive by Symes. We'll watch it on the replay. Yeah, he looked like he was going on the pinch. He stumbled on the pickoff. The shortstop, Dryman, covering, and he did not get the tag down on Symes, who dives underneath. I've got to say, too, the first baseman in Shaney, he's got to get rid of that ball quicker. I know it wasn't an ideal tag by Dryman, but ideally you're getting rid of that ball a half second to a full second earlier to not even give it that kind of thought. Instead, Symes is into scoring position, and a close throw on the pickoff. Well, now I think is where you would see the bunt if you're going to see it. The runner on second, Owen Harrison, who puts bat to ball at a good rate, although he struck out his first time, is on deck. He is squaring. Davis gets it down right in front of the plate. Picked up the aggressive throw, and Ritter never should have tried that. It's going to be first and third with nobody out. Well, it wasn't bunted very far in front of the plate, so you could see the idea that time by Ritter, but Symes runs well and books it in there to third base safely. So it's runners on the corners with nobody out. Couple of singles to start the inning. Davis is aboard for the second time. He tried to steal second earlier. I would think he's going to try to steal again. Stay out of a potential double play. And for Logan Wells, you kind of got to bear in now. The top of the order is on deck. We're going to get a fake throw to third that time. Symes wasn't very far off the bank. Harrison in a good spot here. Hitting over 300 coming into the day. Davis a few steps off first, an extra step. First pitch. Harrison was squaring but pulls back. Ball 1. I think if you're Forney here, you're looking to just get the out any way you can. Find that first out of the inning and then go from there. They were in a lot of trouble, remember, in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded. Already a run home with nobody out. Here's Harrison. Shoots this one deep left center field. Long run and not able to get to it is Salazar. This will play a couple. Rounding third and coming in to score is Davis. Harrison tugging for third, and he's in there. 2-run triple. Owen Harrison. Tyler Legacy is back in front, 5-3. Catch it on the end here. Actually, we didn't catch much of the replay, but Harrison in there very easy to third base. Tyler Legacy takes the lead. Well, if you're going to make mistakes, you don't want to make them at the bottom of the lineup. And for Forney, they made those mistakes at the bottom of the lineup. Enabled Owen Harrison, who's kind of the second leadoff man, down at that 9 spot for the 2-run triple. So the Red Raiders back in front and looking for more. Still nobody out as Garner McKinney watches backdoor breaking ball for strike 1. The outfield was playing fairly in there, and we see most district defenses play the Red Raiders back. Forney has not really, and that one definitely cost him. Ground ball right to the second baseman. Samaniego picks and throws on to first. Harrison holds tight at third, no advance, 1 out. McKinney is retiring for the first time today. By the way, McKinney, with his base hit in the second inning, has now reached base safely in all 28 games this year. Here's Payne Hotman. Hotman has been hit by a pitch. He's also singled. The infield stays in. Liner just past the diving Dryman into left center. Hotman, big turnaround first. He'll put on the brakes, but it's an RBI single for Payne Hotman. So Tyler Legacy will add another. The RBI single off the bat of Hotman, his second ribby today. Third trip to the bags. He's coming alive offensively at the right time. And the Red Raiders still moving here in the fourth inning. 6-3, here's Simeon Garner. I was about to say after that first pitch, the infield was in, but the middle infield, they were tight towards the holes on the third base and first base side. There was a ton of real estate back up the middle. Dryman gave it a dive, but he really had no chance in the hard liner. 1-0 on Garner with a runner at first base. Only one out in the inning. 3 runs home in the inning for Tyler Legacy. Downstairs, 2-0 on Garner, who had a double on Tuesday. He also singled earlier in this one, a bunt single. Inside, 3-0. If there's anyone you want to give the green light to on 3-0, it's this guy at the plate. Forney's got a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. 3-0. Garner's not swinging. Called strike. Oof. That appeared a bit upstairs, but called a strike. It's 3-1. Wells holds. And the pitch. There goes Hotman. Ground ball foul. We've gone full. Jaden Davis is now throwing in the Tyler Legacy bullpen with Cale Zips on deck. Payoff pitch on the way. Hotman running. Here's one hit well out towards left. In retreat is Salazar. Back near the track. He will make the catch. Hotman will have to retreat back to first base. Well, it's a pitcher's park through and through here at Mike Carter Field. Garner hit it well, but missed the home run by about 10 feet. Cale Zips to the plate with 2 outs. So Davis now throwing, that gives you the inclination that maybe he's going to be the one on in the 5th. Throwback at Hotman, who's been running on the last 2 pitches. Even missed that time by Zips. 0-1. He flew out to deep left center his last time up. 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. 6-3. Tyler Legacy trying to add on. There goes Hotman again. Pitch misses. Throw to second. A touch high. Hotman safe. Tyler Legacy as a team, they don't run a bunch, but Hotman leads the club now with 8 stolen bases. In safely at second, Zips with the man in scoring position. Ooh, this strike zone is... It's turning a little bit here in this 4th inning. Wesley Parks out of his first base's box to argue. The zone has certainly expanded throughout this one. Zips is hit by a breaking ball. Tried to front door him, and it just never broke. Zips will occupy first base, which was uninhabited with Hotman stealing second. Had a lot of hit-by pitches today. Now 3 combined. Zips is on. Here's Hable. 2 on and 2 out.
Now batting number 8, Nolan Hable.
First pitch. Abel hits this one high in the air, first base side. That will be out of play. No balls and a strike on Habel, who is 0 for 2 so far. Line out to left and a ground out to short. Trying to break this one open with one into the gap. The outfield plays fairly straight up, but the right fielder in Crest, he is a little shallow. Front door breaking ball, and it drops in there over the inside corner. It's 0-2. Habel's got to protect now. Just one strikeout today for Wells, but has a chance for a second. 0-2. Way down and away, and it skips away from Ritter. Both runners will advance. Wild pitch from Logan Wells, and now a base hit will break it open. Well, if you're able to get this final out, it's no harm, no foul, but a base hit that scores a couple, and you're really kicking yourself if you're Wells. A waste pitch on 0-2 that he spiked. From the stretch, the 1-2. Liner into left center, and it indeed comes back to bite him. One run scores, Zips motoring around. He will score standing. The ball scoots away from Ritter. No advance from Habel. A 2-run single. Let's take a peek at the replay. Another fine piece of hitting by a Tyler Legacy hitter. Straight back up the box. A 2-run single for Nolan Habel. I mentioned no harm, no foul, but it is indeed a foul, and this will be the end of the line for Logan Wells. Forney's going to the bullpen. 8-3 Red Raiders. We play on here at the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs home in the inning. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics, presented by Wagner Cadillac. Pitching change here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyler Legacy 5 runs home, and they chase Logan Wells from the ball game as Dallas Walker hacking and fouling the first pitch off. New pitcher in the game is Tyler Chapman, 5'5", 150 pounds. He's a junior, and he takes over on the mound for Wells. Wells, he kind of worked out of trouble in the first 3 innings, but this 4th inning was a really tough one for him. Tasked with 8 runs, 7 of which were earned, and he's responsible for Nolan Habel. Here's a tapper slowly through the middle, fielded by the shortstop and Dryman, and on to first in time for the 3rd out. But a big inning for Tyler Legacy as they retake the lead and break it open. 8-3 Red Raiders after 4. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Some work to do for the Jackrabbits as we get ready to start the top of the 5th inning. Tyler Legacy well in hand now, up 8-3, and that is going to enable Nolan Hable to go back out on the mound for another inning. He'll face the top of the order, though, third time through as Cal Salazar watches ball 1. Davis was warming up, but now he's back at second base. Looks like Zips is standing and watching from down the left field line, but he's not throwing as of now. Salazar, hot grounder, and that'll get into right field for a hit. Leadoff single for the Forney left fielder, his first trip on, and Forney's got the leadoff man on here in the 5th. Dylan Dryman, who's 1 for 2, will come to the plate. Runner on first, nobody out. Forney tied the game in the top of the 4th inning, but they gave up 5 runs in the bottom of the inning. That's enabled this big lead for Tyler Legacy. The count is 0-1 here on Dryman. In there, called strike 2. For Tyler Legacy in that big 4th, 5 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors made in the inning. They certainly took advantage of every opportunity. 5 hits and 1 hit by pitch in the inning. Can also close the book on Wells as Chapman got the final out. That one way wide. Final line for Logan Wells. He goes 3 2/3 innings. He allows 8 hits, 8 runs. 7 of those runs were earned. He walked 1. He struck out 1. He hit 2, and he threw 71 pitches. Foul ball back. North Forney and Longview, that'll get started at 7. So a win today, and you can turn all of your attention to the North Forney Longview game if you're Tyler Legacy. There goes the runner. It misses. Throw to second. A strong one, and way out is Salazar. You couldn't have put that one on a rope better than Noah Felton just did it to Jaden Davis. I mean, this is as strong throws get. Let's take a peek at this replay. Just a dart right on the money, and way out is Salazar. Forney's been aggressive. They tried to run today. Easily hosed out there is Salazar. Wave and a miss. Actually, I apologize. That was strike him out, throw him out. I thought it was ball 2. Strike him out, throw him out. Salazar out at second. Dryman down looking on strikes. Near miss, and it does miss that time. 1-1. So Dryman with the backwards K. 6 strikeouts now for Nolan Habel. Foul ball. Third base side out of play. Habel's cruising right along in terms of pitch count. That was just pitch number 65 of the afternoon. So he, in theory, has at least some left in the tank. His longest start in his career. Trying to work through 5 innings. And nearly hit the batter there. It's inside. Two. Nearly got the backdoor breaker, but just missed away. Count is full on Lucas Ramsey. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Foul back. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes. Habel peering in. He's got what he wants. Here's the payoff. High ball 4. Long at bat for Ramsey. He sees plenty of pitches. He saw 7 in the at bat, and he's aboard with the 2-out walk. Well, it comes back to the caught stealing. And Forney obviously trying to create something, down 5 runs, but is it really worth the risk when you're down 5 and you're only playing with 9 outs? They sacrifice it out there on the caught stealing. Up and in to Nick Castaneda, who's been aboard on a hit by pitch, 0 for 1. Fly ball, shallow center. Retreating is Kimmel, the shortstop, and he will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Forney with a couple of hits in the inning, but nobody gets past first base. We're off to the bottom of the 5th inning here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. 8-3 is your score. Red Raiders on top. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics, presented by Wagner Cadillac. Nine men batted for Tyler Legacy. In the bottom of the fourth, why not start it off with the same guy who led it off, and Noah Felton's got extra bases. This one's all the way to the base of the wall. Felton rounds second. He's cruising for third. He's got a leadoff triple. Have a day, Noah Felton. His second hit, that ball labeled into the gap. Didn't catch the swing, but it ended up in Triple's alley out there in right center. Felton easily into third. Courtesy runner and Symes will come on. Leadoff triple for Felton. He's got a 2-hit game. They batted all 9 in the fourth. And Felton, who started off that fourth with the single, his courtesy runner came around to score. He gets the triple here to start the bottom of the fifth. Jaden Davis, he joins the party. There's his third hit of the game. Another run will cross. It is 9-3 Red Raiders. A rip into left field. Davis having a big day. I mentioned the walks. He's got 3 hits today. RBI single there. Here's Owen Harrison. Harrison will talk with VJ Bunner down the line before this first pitch. Well, it looks like the Red Raiders have nearly put this one out of reach. Trying to play some add-on. They've had their struggles scoring runs in district play. You could see the vision on Tuesday with 10 hits, but just 3 runs today. 10 hits, they've got 9 runs. Throwback. Everyone in the lineup has reached as Davis, a huge lead. He's running. Harrison with the bunt, and it is going to roll just foul. He was halfway to the outfield fence by the time that ball rolled foul. He had a bunt hit earlier and was trying for it again. Or rather, he had a triple earlier. Tyler Legacy's had a couple of bunt hits today, and Harrison trying for his first. He gave him a lead just an inning ago with a 2-run triple to left center field. Harrison back to the dish. Count is 0-1. Davis had a great lead before that last pitch. That's why he was running. He's not here. There's a throwback. Another quick throwback. Tyler High Nacogdoches coming up after this. Harrison watches that one at the top of the zone. It's 0-2. Big hitting nights from everybody in the lineup. Payne Hotman, he's been aboard 3 times, a couple of hits. He's knocked in a run, stolen 2 bases actually, and scored a run. It's up to 9 steals on the year. Jaden Davis, 3 hits, a run scored, an RBI. Wave and a miss. Harrison down swinging for the second time today. He does not strike out much. Tyler Chapman puts him away there, 1 out. Here's Garner McKinney. McKinney bats here with a runner on first and 1 out. 1 for 3 today. Single, reached on an error, scored twice. Low grounder towards second. Only play is going to be to first. Samaniego flips on to Cheney. 2 outs in the inning. Up to second base goes Davis.
Now batting number 20. Check that, number 17, Payne Hotman.
Payne Hotman, who's had a good day. 2 hits, a hit by pitch, a run scored, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs knocked in. He's hit it hard on both singles today. Attacking that first pitch in the count. Does he do it again here? Not going after the first pitch. Breaking ball drops in there. No balls, 1 strike. Davis out at second base, 2 outs in the inning. Hotman fouls it back. It's 0-2. Tyler Legacy clinches an even 500 district record if they can hold on here. And all eyes point towards the North Forney Longview game later. Up high. Hoping for a Lobo victory over the North Forney Falcons. If North Forney wins and Tyler Legacy wins, North Forney would have to sweep Rockwall next week to get in, but it will be mighty tough. 1-2 pitch, here it is. Ground ball foul. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Sunshine has faded into a pretty covered overcast. A ball and 2 strikes on Hotman. And the pitch. Ground ball down to third, just past the diving glove of Castaneda, picked up by Dryman. He's got no play. Third hit of the game for Payne Hotman. He's in safely on the infield single. It's first and third with 2 outs. Hotman's now been on base all 4 times he's come to the dish. And a chance in a lot more. Simeon Garner, who's 1 for 3 with a bunt single. He just missed a home run his last time up. He's at the plate. Hotman's already stolen twice. He's going first pitch here. Swing and a miss and no throw to second. Pump fake down there. Hotman has 3 steals here today. He's now got double digits on the year. Two into scoring position for Garner, who you could say is due for a big one. Ground ball back through the middle. It is into short center, picked up by Dryman, but his throw is way late. That's a hit all the way. And Tyler Legacy, they're into double digits. An RBI single by Garner, 10-3. Davis scoring. Hotman has to hold up at third as give credit to Dryman hustling after that. Might have saved a run. If that ball gets into center, Hotman scoring. Instead, we're back to where we were before with runners on the corners, and Cale Zips at the plate. Zips only 1 at bat today, but a walk and a hit by pitch, a run scored. Up high, ball 1. 10 runs on 12 hits. No errors for Tyler Legacy. Forney 3 runs, 5 hits. They made 2 errors. In there for a strike. Tyler Legacy in the last 2 innings, they've scored 7 runs and they've made 5 total outs so far. There goes Garner. Misses down. Garner's into second with no throw. That'll be a defensive indifference more than anything else. So a couple back into scoring position. Zips trying to play add-on. Inside, he is hit square in the back. Second time he's been hit by a pitch today. That one cannot feel good. A straight fastball. Zips will take first. The base is loaded for Nolan Hable, who will be the 17th batter in the last 2 innings combined. There is a right-hander throwing in the Forney bullpen, but we'll see how Forney opts to play this. I mean, it's 10-3. This one is essentially out of reach, but could go to the bullpen. Doesn't look like Jason Farrow will, though, at least yet. Abel, the 8th batter of the inning. He had a 2-run single his last time to break it open. Ball one. The ball must look like a beach ball at the plate today. Tyler Legacy, they have come alive offensively here this afternoon. Inside 2-0. Chapman is way behind in the count. On deck, if it could get to him, is Dallas Walker. Liner, right center. That ball's down. One run will score. Garner will hold up at third base. An RBI single for Nolan Habel. He's got 3 ribbies and a couple of hits today, and the beat just moves on. We'll take a peek at the replay. 11-3, station to station for the Red Raiders. Got a little bit behind that one, but still hit it very hard out towards right center, and that'll add on. Here's Dallas Walker. Walker's the only one who has not reached base today for Tyler Legacy. Habel's going to depart here for Cody Pinkerton, who's going to run. Hobman scoring on the play. Garner held up at third. Zips to second. Habel obviously into first, and now Pinkerton running for him. So Walker trying to join the party. He has produced a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. 0 for 2 so far. Liner into center field. Everyone's reached. Another run will score. They'll make it 12-3. Walker right back through the box with a base hit single. It is 12-3 Red Raiders. And all of a sudden, it's 12-3. Another run in this inning. It's over. It'd be mercy rule. (12-3). We're back to the man who started all the scoring here in this 5th inning, Noah Felton. Garner scoring, Zips to third, Habel up to second. Felton led off this inning. On the first pitch he saw, a triple to right center. Trying to end it here. Ball one. Walk, hit by pitch, wild pitch, base hit, error, whatever you may hear, to score Cale Zips would end this one. Up 2-0. Tyler Legacy does not have a mercy rule in district play. They haven't had a mercy rule all season long. Actually, Bel Air was the last one, way early in the year. Fly ball, center field, hit well. Ramsey going back, but he will have enough room to make the catch for out number 3. Felton gave it a ride, but ultimately not enough. Tyler Legacy tacks on 4 more. They have a 9-run lead as we're off to the 6th. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics, presented by Wagner Cadillac. Landon Ritter here to start the top of the 6th inning. Why not? Nolan Hable back out on the mound after a lengthy break. He'll pitch here to Ritter, misses ball 1. Ritter reached base both times today. There's a called strike. 12-3 if you're just joining us. Top of the 6th inning. It's been all Red Raiders. Forney did tie the game in the 4th inning, but Tyler Legacy, they scored 5 in the 4th and 4 in the 5th to balloon the lead. Ritter just low. Ritter, he has walked and singled today. He's also scored twice. 2 of the 3 runs belong to the man at the plate. Two balls, 1 strike. Here on Ritter. Ritter, then Jaden Samaniego, and then Jackson Mount for Forney. 5, 6, 7 in the order. 3-1, Abel needs a strike. Not going to get it there. Ball 4. Ritter's reached all 3 times. So he's aboard. Here's Samaniego, who has bunted a couple of times, a couple of sack bunts here today. I don't think he's going to be bunting here, though, down 9. So we'll see him swing the bat. First pitch, just high, ball 1. Abel wanted that strike, but he didn't get it. Jackson Mounts back on deck after being pinch ran for earlier. He had the big 2-run single earlier to tie the game in the 4th, but Tyler Legacy quickly shut down any hopes of Forney taking the lead. This one pretty much out of reach. Forney would need a minor miracle. Too high, 2-1. You got to think that if Hable potentially walks Samaniego here, that this would probably be his last batter. He's about to throw pitch number 80. Ground ball to short. It could be 2. Samaniego, though, does run well. Kimmel will just go on to first. Doesn't even look at second, taking the sure out. Fielder's choice, 1 away. Right play there.
Number 7, Jackson Mount.
Here's Jackson Mount with the 2-run single last time. He'll bat here with the runner in scoring position, 1 away. First pitch in there, called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's a fly ball, shallow center. Hotman coming on, but in retreat, Kimmel, he will call off and make the catch. 2 outs. Mount pops that one up. Here's Logan Wells with 2 away. Rather, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Wells will not bat. Tyler Chapman, not a pinch hitter. Tyler Chapman took Wells' spot in the lineup as he came in to pitch earlier. Wells will exit 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a stolen base. Chapman's first shot to swing it. Ground ball, hard hit towards second. Davis on to first on the top of the 6th inning. Tyler Legacy needs 1 to end it. We're off to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac.
To Kelly Community Federal Credit Union, serving Smith County families for over 60 years. Whether you live, work, or worship here, we are your local financial partner, offering personalized banking solutions from savings and checking accounts to auto loans, mortgages, and investments. We're committed to helping you achieve your financial goals with competitive rates and convenient services that make it easy. Experience banking locally with us at Kelly Community, where we care for you like family.
What number is that? Can you tell? Looks like maybe 2-1. These jerseys are giving me a headache, man. Still trying to figure that out. New pitcher in, trying to keep it alive for Forney. Bottom of the 6th inning. And Jaden Davis will stand in. Robert Homan takes over on the mound as the first pitch is down low for ball 1. How this will unfold is either Tyler Legacy scores around the bottom of the 6th to end it on mercy, or we play the top of the 7th. Forney likely falling there. Fly ball right center. Coasting under it is the right fielder in Caleb Crest. He'll make the catch, 1 out.
Now batting number 9, Owen Harrison.
Jaden Davis is retired for the first time today. Here is Owen Harrison. Harrison, 1 for 3. Couple of strikeouts, but sandwiched in between a 2-run triple. He scored a run as well. Bounces in there, ball 1. Tyler Legacy trying to complete the sweep of Forney. It would be their second sweep in district play. They hadn't done it since the first series of the year against Rockwall Heath, who's now won 7 in a row in district play. Fly ball, left field. Starting back is Salazar, and he reaches up and makes the catch over the shoulder. 2 outs.
Now batting number 24, Garner McKinney.
Garner McKinney, we're back to the top of the order, 2 away. McKinney a 1 for 4 with a single, a run scored. 2 runs scored, actually. In there, strike 1. Oman's throwing strikes. Sophomore also plays the outfield. McKinney came into this game leading the team in average and on-base percentage as Homan went to throw and he slips. Believe that'll be an automatic ball. Down low. Still waiting on the umpire's signal. Yep, it didn't count actually. 2-1. McKinney, the base is empty and 2 away. Drops in there the breaking ball, or even 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you could get to him, Payne Hotman, who has not been put away today yet, he's on deck. Up and away, 3-2. We've gone full. McKinney waits. And he got a small piece of it on the check swing. We'll do it again. Hotman on deck, and then it would be Garner. The payoff. Up and away, ball 4. Nearly had the first 1-2-3 inning of the night, or second 1-2-3 inning of the night by Forney, but instead ball 4. McKinney's aboard. Here's Payne Hotman. Hotman, as I mentioned, has not been put away today. 3 hits, 2 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases, 3 runs scored. By the way, I forgot to get back to that trivia that I asked earlier because I gave it away to the rest of the booth, but that trivia question earlier, where did the original Washington Senators move? A, Texas, B, Minnesota, C, Atlanta, D, Kansas City. Well, there was one that moved to Texas and became the Rangers, but that was the second one. The Senators actually left twice in about a decade. The first one went to Minnesota, 1960, and became the Twins. I thought being a Browns fan, losing one team was bad. I couldn't imagine losing 2 in a decade. Actually, no, being a Browns fan is worse than that. I'd very much argue that. Glances off the mid of Ritter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kenny off of first. Don't think he's going to be running with the 9-run lead, but just that 1 more run till Mercy. Hotman watches. 2-1. He would be the first Tyler Legacy player this season to reach all 5 plate appearances if he could reach here. Garner's next. And there at the knees. Robert Homan makes it 2-2. Time of game is officially hit 2 hours. We've got the second game of the night. Tyler High, Nacogdoches coming up after this one. Start time TBD. It is senior night. There goes McKinney. It misses up and away. The throw to second. A good one. Skips in there, but unable to field it cleanly. Samaniego. Kenny is into scoring position now. The count 3-2 on a Hotman, so base hit potentially ends it. For McKinney, he's now 5 of 6 swiping backs. Payoff. Slow liner, left side, and unable to field it cleanly was Dryman. I don't think he would have got Hotman anyway. That'll be ruled a hit, and Payne Hotman now with 4 hits on the game. 4th straight single for Hotman. He's over at first base. McKinney on to third. I'll give a chance for Simeon Garner to end it. Yeah, Dryman unable to come up with it cleanly. Even if he does, though, Hotman probably easily beats that. Deep in the hole. Ball 1. Garner 2 for 4. He had an RBI singles last time through. He's also scored a run. Hotman will just take off. This ball shot in the air, shallow right center. The triangle, who wants it? The right fielder Crest with the wind, bashing it back down towards straightaway right field will make the catch. That'll end the inning, so we will go to the 7th. Tyler Legacy on top, 12-3. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. Nolan Hable will go for the complete game here as we start the top of the 7th inning. 9-1, 2-2 up. We'll have a pinch hitter, Christian Pena, off the bench. He will bat for Drew Cheney. Hable allowed a run in the second. Here's a liner into center, but right at Hotman, who was playing in anyway, makes the catch. One up, one down. He gave him 1 run in the second, 2 in the fourth, but other than that, he's been pretty good. Even the one in the second, it was just a slow tapper for an infield single to plate a run. Gave up a 2-run single in the fourth, but pitching with a lead, he's been at his best here as we dwindle down to the final 2 outs of this game. Cal Salazar at the top of the order will swing it. First pitch inside. Tyler Legacy, it's team high, or rather season high, 15 hits. They tied their season high with 12 runs. Last done against Bel Air back on the 27th of March. That was a long time ago. Nolan Hable trying to close it out. This will be pitch number 87 as it's put in the air, left center field. Hotman long run, but he's got great range and he glides under it for out number 2. It's kind of like a safety blanket having Hotman out there in center. He really gets good jumps. He's not just an athlete out there. It's good jumps, good reads. Makes that catch in left center. Forney's down to their final out. Here's Dylan Dryman working on a 1-for-3. Jackrabbits, they go to Rockwell Heath on Tuesday. Tyler Legacy trying to nail down the final out. Just a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. They can be on watch tonight after this final out, watching that North Forney Longview game that'll kick off here at the top of the hour in about 20 minutes. A Longview win over North Forney. Tyler Legacy is back in the 6A playoffs. Fly ball down the right field line, but it'll hook into the seats. 1 ball and 1 strike. A North Forney win keeps their playoff hopes alive. Tyler Legacy playing Dallas Sunset at home on Tuesday and Sunset on Friday, but they'll be watching Rockwell take on North Forney. North Forney would have to get a sweep over the Yellow Jackets in order to clinch a playoff spot, which at this stage seems unlikely, but anything can happen. Grounder left side, and this will probably be an infield single. Dryman wasn't running super hard up the line and gets away from Garner, and now Dryman motoring into second base. Be a single plus an error on the shortstop in Kimmel. First error of the game for Tyler Legacy. Forney's not done yet. Dryman a single plus the error. Here's Lucas Ramsey. Ramsey 0 for 2 with a walk. Fly ball, left field. This should do it. McKinney started in, now back, and fades over to make the catch. Tyler Legacy takes this one in 7. So the Red Raiders, they're on watch now. They need a North Forney loss to Longview to clinch tonight. A win by North Forney. North Forney would have to sweep next week. North Forney basically has to win 3 in a row to get in. Tyler Legacy, they will finish district play 6-6, a step up from last year where they finished 3-9. A 3-win improvement in district play in year 2 in the VJ Bunner era. Forney, they're going to fall to 12-17. We'll come back in about 60 seconds to wrap it up. You're watching Tyler ISD Athletics presented by Wagner Cadillac. We're back here on Tyler ISD Athletics. Just a brilliant performance all around for Tyler Legacy, who pounds out 15 hits, scoring 12 runs. They actually left 9 on base in this one, still scored 12 runs. That's pretty impressive. The Red Raiders break through offensively and to finish district play 6-6. Remember, North Forney, they're 3-6 in district. They have to win out just to force a tiebreaker between Tyler Legacy and North Forney. So North Forney, they're going to have to win tonight against Longview, Tuesday against Rockwall, Friday against Rockwall. That's a tough gauntlet to run, but we'll see if they can do it. Tyler Legacy now firmly on watch mode. For the Red Raiders, 12 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. They left 9 on base. For the Jackrabbits, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They left 7 on base. Winning pitcher here today is Nolan Habel, who improves to 2-2 on the season. He was brilliant. 7 innings, a complete game, the first complete game of his career, 6 hits. He allowed 3 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 2. He struck out 6. For Forney, the loss goes to Logan Wells, 3 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 of which were earned. He walked 1, and he struck out 1. Time of game here today, 2 hours and 10 minutes from Mike Carter Field here on the 17th of April in the Rose City. Forney, they're 12-17. They'll go to Heath next week. Tyler Legacy, they'll celebrate senior night here on Tuesday at home against Dallas Sunset. The Red Raiders improving to 14-13 on the year, 6-6 in district play. That'll about wrap it up here from Mike Carter Field in Tyler. Red Raiders victorious here on this Thursday afternoon. Stick with us back on the channel. We'll call it about a half hour. I'll start the broadcast here soon, but don't know exactly when we're going to start. It's senior night for Tyler High as they take on Nacogdoches. We'll talk to you then. And on the other side, 12-3 is our final here.